Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report from a random home in San Diego. Guys, I might not be in the studio, but I'm still giving you those Raiders coverage because today was cut day, and it was absolutely insane what the Raiders did. So on this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down some of the most notable cuts. We'll get into that 53-man roster and then what you can expect going into this 2019 season. Because here's the other thing, the Raiders, they took their sweet-ass time giving out those cuts. When every other team gave it out at 4 p.m. Eastern time, the Raiders are like, nah, I'm going to make you wait. So let's talk a little bit of some of those cuts that happened on Friday. Some of these moves, like the Brandon Marshall move, absolutely blew my mind. Now, I saw out there a little bit that, Brandon Marshall was in the talks of potentially being released. I'm also curious to see how that knee injury goes. But another player that I was actually pretty surprised to see go was James Cabina. James Cabina, they were moving him all over the football field. He was able to do a few different things for this Oakland Raiders team on that defense. A lot of things that the Raiders did during cuts tells me that they are very confident in some of the other players that they recently just brought in, like Corey Liuget. So, when I think about this Raiders defensive tackles, right? I mean, we're going to be looking at Cleveland Ferrell. You're going to be looking at some of these guys like Mo Hurst to really step up. But a big thing that the Raiders did was they went with that youth movement. Now, another thing that the Raiders did for their 53-man roster was they kept all three quarterbacks. Now, when you look at the numbers here by Nathan Peterman, by Mike Glennon, on paper, Mike Glennon did not play as well as Nathan Peterman. However, in every single game, Mike Glennon either started or did fill in for Derek Carr. So Nathan Peterman and Mike Glennon both looked pretty good this preseason, which I think is more testament to what Jon Gruden did. But between you and me, I'm kind of done talking about Mike Glennon and Nathan Peterman. I want to talk about Derek Carr, who is no doubt our number one quarterback on this team. And for anyone who goes out and looks at Nathan Peterman and goes out and sees what Mike Glennon did, they both have pretty solid preseasons. Jon Gruden is a quarterback whisperer, and it's why I am super excited to see Derek Carr with the new weapons he has, like Antonio Brown, like Tyrell Williams. So I'm going to ask the entire nation this question. Type DC4 if Derek Carr has a career year. If you don't think he's going to have a career year, don't type it. Don't want you to do it. And in fact, I don't even know why you're watching this channel, because Derek Carr is going to have a career year. I'm telling you right now, 19 touchdowns last year, 10 interceptions. He's going to have a career high in yards. Guaranteed throws for over 4,100. He's going to be around that 30 touchdown mark like he had in 2015, 2016. I'm expecting big things for Derek Carr this season. Let's also look at some running back, fullback cuts that happened today. Mac Brown, Keith Smith, James Butler. Not really surprised in any of these. If you guys watch my 53-man projection video, you'll know that I projected all three of these players to be cut. The important one really to notate here is Keith Smith. By the Raiders cutting Keith Smith and keeping Alec Ingold, that's going to save this Raiders team $1 million. And between you and me, I'm all about saving the money. So how about this, everyone? If you watch Hard Knocks, you'll know exactly what I'm doing here. So knock on wood if you're with me. Yeah, I got wood. Don't worry. So, if you think Josh Jacobs is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I want you to knock on wood with me. And I'm telling you right now, y'all better be knocking on wood at home. Type KOW in the comments section, because this kid who we drafted in the first round is going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Let's talk about the biggest cut, hands down, the one that shocked the world. It was Keelan Doss. 17 catches, 162 yards, and a touchdown. He led the Raiders in targets, yards after the catch. I don't know what more this kid could have done. And I know I came on the show and I said if Keelan Doss doesn't make the team, I'm going to do Edward 40 hands. And guess what? I'm a man of my word, and you can guarantee I'm going to do it. Because Keelan Doss deserved to make this team. Straight up. I could not even believe when I saw the news come out. A kid that everybody loved. Hard Knocks was showing him a whole bunch of love. So I want to know from everyone who's watching the show on YouTube and Facebook, what's your one-word reaction to Keelan Doss being released? Mine is stunned. Absolutely stunned. Your one-word reaction to Keelan Doss being released, let me know in the comments section. So let's talk about another receiver who's got a big-time personality, but I am super excited that the Raiders brought in. Here on the Raiders Report, we are the most interactive YouTube channel. And one of the guys that we talk about all offseason, it's Antonio Brown. So how many receiving yards for Antonio Brown this season? Now here's the thing. Only going to pick one winner. So the first person to put it in the comment section correctly, okay, first person, put it in correctly, you're going to get $84 from me. I'm going to send it to you via Venmo. So make sure you comment below your Antonio Brown stat projections for 2019. Let's also talk about some awesome news that happened this week. Rodney Hudson. There is not a player on the Raiders that deserved a contract extension more than Rodney Hudson. 3 years, $34 million with $24 million guaranteed. My man, Rodney Hudson, I'm with you, knock on wood, because he's the best pass blocking center in the entire NFL. You want to prove that you got Derek Carr is keeping him upright? Here's the other crazy stat. Look at that on screen. The dude did not allow a single sack last year in over 1,000 attempts. If Derek Carr is your franchise, Rodney Hudson, who is also going to be another captain this year, going to be the 5th straight year he's going to be a captain, Rodney Hudson's the best pass blocking center in the league. And the fact that the Raiders went out and did this, I am super, super stoked. Another important thing to note with the 53-man roster, I had a lot of people ask me, what about Richie Incognito? Richie Incognito suspended those first 2 games. So important to note, players who are suspended do not count against the 53-man. Richie Incognito will be on the Raiders' 53-man roster because it makes, you ready for this? 0 cents for the Raiders to release him. Sure, the man is a little unstable up here. I get it. But Richie Incognito will be on the team. Now when he comes back, in week 3 and he's not very good, that could be another thing. But the Raiders went out, they got Incognito in hopes that he could be that 2015, 2016, 2017 Pro Bowl caliber player. So fingers crossed that Richie Incognito is paving the way here for the Raiders this upcoming season. If you guys want to challenge me on FanDuel this upcoming season, I got something for you, so listen up. Go to FanDuel.com/chatsports. You got to use that link if you want to get in my fantasy football tournament. I am putting together a Week 1 tournament for only Raiders fans. Only Raiders fans. So if you want to join my tournament, go to FanDuel.com/chatsports. Take a screenshot that you signed up and deposited using our promo code chatsports, and also going to give you an extra $20 once you do that. DM me on Instagram, Twitter, your screenshot, and I'm going to add you to my Raiders only FanDuel tournament. We are the most interactive YouTube and Facebook channel, but I'm trying to kick it up a notch to show you guys, hey, I'm trying to get to know you a little bit better here because the 2019 football season is here, and I am super, super stoked. Something that I'm not stoked about, and to be honest, I'm kind of pissed about, Anthony Rush did not make the team. This was an absolute shocker for me. The fact that Keelan Doss and Anthony Rush didn't make the team, and you're going to keep 3 quarterbacks, makes me want to scratch multiple heads. But, 11 tackles, 10 solo. To me, he was disruptive. And when you looked at this guy out on the field, you're like, oh my Lord, who is that massive human being wearing black and silver? It was Anthony Rush. And, you want to just compare him to somebody like a Mo Hurst? It's not even close. Now, I'm not saying you have to be big to be a defensive tackle, but if you watched any of the preseason games with Anthony Rush, you'll know that he was actually very, very productive. And I'm kind of stunned that the Raiders didn't keep the UDFA from UAB. Raider Nation, I need you guys to just do this right now. Like the video if you're excited for this upcoming season. I'll give you some time. I expect this video to get over 10,000 views. And if I don't get over 10,000 likes, I'm really questioning how many of you are actually diehard Raider fans. So like this video on YouTube, like it on Facebook. Heck, if I put out a tweet and this is in it, you better like it because the Raiders 2019 season, we're here, baby. We're here, and I need you to just do it. I need you to like this video. Got a competition, okay? Got a competition. If we can get over 2,000 likes, I might get something, and I might be able to give away something pretty freaking dope. Another reason why I'm excited for this season, because I'm going to be at the Week 1 opener. And who else wants to go to the Week 1 opener? Like, comment me in the comments section. So listen up. If you want to go to the Raiders-Broncos game for free, yeah, I said it. I'm teaming up with Raider Nation Store, and I know you guys can't see my shirt, but Raider Nation Store on IG, they hooked me up with some tickets. So you got to subscribe to the Raiders Report on YouTube. Then you got to give me a follow on Instagram, okay? So think of each of these as like a nice little brownie point. You subscribe, 1 point. You follow me on Instagram, that's another point. If you follow me on Twitter, that's another point. So each entry that you do, you're going to be able to get an extra point and better your chances on coming to the game. And last one, you need to share this video on Facebook. So do all 4 things there. You get basically 4 names into the hat. So if you want to go to the Raiders Monday Night Football game, and don't worry, we'll link up. First round of beers is on me. Do all those things, subscribe, follow me on IG and Twitter, and like this video on Facebook. And the Raiders, they're going 1-0. Let's talk about Nevin Lawson here, the defensive backfield, because the Raiders, that 53-man depth chart, again, a player who was suspended the first 4 games, they signed him to a 1-year deal, $750K guaranteed with over $3 million total. He played really well this entire preseason. He really did. And despite the fact that they have a very deep depth chart with LaMarcus Joyner, you're looking at Garyon Conley, Daryl Worley, Jonathan Abram. This team, Carl Joseph, is really stacked in that secondary. But Nevin Lawson is still another veteran presence who has played very, very well this preseason. So before I go, I want to ask you guys this question. I want you to name a player, okay? I want you guys to name a single player who you think didn't make the 53-man roster that you're surprised about. Because I'm curious what you guys have to say. So there was a lot of names out there that you could float out. You could talk about a player like a Keelan Doss. You could talk about a player like an Anthony Rush. So name a player that you are surprised didn't make the 53-man roster. For me, it's Keelan Doss. It is no doubt Keelan Doss. I'm very upset about it, actually. Anthony Rush is another name. Brandon Marshall is another pretty interesting name. So everyone who's watching this video, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you see it, name a player that you're surprised didn't make the 53-man roster. And one more thing, okay? If you guys want to come party with me, the Black Hole Kickoff Party at Radisson Hotel at the Oakland Airport. Put this in your calendar, Sunday, September 8th at 4 p.m. And also, whoever wins that ticket, you're going to get a free ticket to the Black Hole Kickoff Party. Put it in your calendar. The Raiders season is right around the corner, so make sure you guys like this video if you're ready for the 2019 season.
Raider Nation, what's going on? Is this the #1 Raiders channel on YouTube? For Chucky Heads, believe it, baby. And if you haven't already, subscribe right here. I'm giving you Chucky Heads news, rumors, Raider Nation rumors. And look at this, I'm making your life easier. Check out my next video. Thanks for watching, and go Raiders.